Morning, hi John. Come in, take a seat.
Morning.
Really nice to finally meet you. I'm Simon, I'm the HR manager, and I look after all the performance reviews for the warehouse team, which we're going to be doing this morning. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Yeah, I've stopped all morning, so I'm pleased for a sit down.
I know the feeling. I've been doing reviews on and off all morning. Would you like a drink or coffee or anything before we start?
No, I'm fine, thanks.
Okay. When we were booking the team, Steve mentioned that you was away at the weekend. Are you doing anything nice?
Yeah, we're going to Southport with the kids, so we haven't had any family time for quite some time, so yeah, I can't wait. The weather looks like it should be quite good.
I love Southport. I haven't been for absolute years. How many kids have you got?
2, Sophia's 10 and Grantley's 6 going on 16, so well, they grow up so quickly.
Yeah, they'll keep you busy. It'll be you'll be running around more than you do at work, I think. I'm sure you'll have a great time. At least they keep you fit.
Oh, they do that, but they're good kids, and well, I wouldn't change them for anything.
Yeah. No, sounds like good. I'm quite jealous. It sounds good. I'm quite jealous. So back to this morning. Time flies, and you've been with us a year now. It's time for your first annual review.
Yeah.
As you've not had one before, I'll sort of go through what's involved. The aim of the meeting today is to have a chat through how you're doing, talk through your performance, what's gone well, what do you need to work on, any opportunities for you, and then what we'll do at the end is agree some objectives for you that you're happy with and we're happy with. Any questions you've got, ask away, and as we go, I might have to capture a few things on my notes, but don't worry, I'm not ignoring you.
Okay.
Does that sound okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
So to help you prepare, Steve should have given you a copy of your job description.
Yeah, I've got that.
So have you had a chance to have a read through? Do you have any questions about it?
No, it's pretty straightforward. I think Steve had a meeting with us all as a team and went through it with us a few weeks back.
And just so I know, have you ever had an action plan or been given any sort of objectives?
No. It's the first time anyone sat down with me to discuss how I'm doing. So I've been given some peak targets, and I think I'm hitting those.
Okay, no problem. Well, we'll cover off your pick rate targets today and sort of talk through how you're doing.
Yeah, I'm a bit nervous because I've not had a review before.
Well, it's nothing to worry about. It's a two-way conversation. Anything we agree we'll record on the bottom of your performance review form, and everything we do we'll sort of agree with each other. Does that sound all right?
Yeah, fine, thanks.
Okay. We'll start by having a look at your performance statistics. So look how they compare with other people in the business and sort of our wider competitors. We'll have a look at your absence percentage as well. At the end we can check in on any questions you've got, and then we'll sum it up on the bottom of your review on your action plan form.
Okay, sounds good.
So you were employed as a warehouse operative on Goods Inn, and you're in Steve Bailey's team. How have you found your first year with us?
Yeah, I enjoy it actually. I think it's close to home, pay and benefits are good. I'm glad I passed my probation and still be working here.
Okay, and how do you think you've settled in?
Okay, I think, my boss is alright, Steve. I don't have much to do with the rest of the team. I'm getting on with them okay during work, but I don't really socialise much out of work because I don't have much time really.
Steve said you were quite quiet within the team. You don't join in things much and keep yourself to yourself. Is there anything you need any help with?
No, I don't think so, because my family mean a lot to me, so I just try and spend as much time as I can with possible, and every minute I can I try and be with them, so there's just not enough hours in the day. Maybe that was a bit of a barrier. I had a problem with a team member to begin with, but I think that's been resolved, so it's not an issue anymore, so I think now everything's going quite well.
Okay, so you're quite happy?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So thinking back to your performance over the last year then, how do you think you've got on?
Yeah, I think I'm doing okay. I hit my target every month, which is good. I think there's always more I could do, but I try and be productive. I'm always on time, get here early most days. Steve's never said there are any problems, and I try my best, so yeah, I think I'm doing okay.
How do you think your performance compares with the rest of the team?
Oh, I'm not so sure, because they've been here ages, haven't they? Bit slower.
Okay, and has Steve ever been through the performance tracker with you?
No, I've only seen it briefly, but everyone's so busy, so I don't think he's had time.
Okay, well, it's not a problem. I'll go through your performance in a moment. So just so you know, everybody here has a tracker which shows how they're performing by month versus target and versus the industry standard, which is at the bottom. Helps see how you're doing, how we're doing as a business, and how the department as a whole is going to keep us on track. As you know, the parcel delivery business is really, really competitive, and we want our depot to be, and our warehouse team to be number one. So if the company does want to spend any money on any sites and develop them, it puts us in a great position. So when they're looking to grow and develop the business, and in the end that will help all our job security.
Yeah, Steve's always saying he wants us to be the best.
So if we have a look at your numbers there, look, as you can see, you joined us last year. In month 1 to 6, you were averaging 8 orders picked and packed versus a target of 8. So that's an absolutely great start. Month 7, it was 12 versus a target of 10. So you was ahead by 2 parcels. Month 8 was great, absolutely great, and your performance really started to pick up. And you hit a target, pick target of 50, or you hit 15 as your actual. Month 9 and 10, you hit 16 and 18 orders. And you can see you outperform your target by 4, which is great, really positive trend. Just to put it into sort of perspective, the industry standard that we are working towards is 23.5. So you can see you're well on your way to hitting target so far against the industry. Then if you look at 11 and 12, month 11 and 12, although you hit 20 orders, your outperformance versus target dropped slightly and you only beat your target by 2. I think with how well you've done so far, we would have expected it to continue to improve, so the gap between the target and the actual. It's also quite a bit below the team average. You're actually the lowest performing member of the team. Can you think why that might be?
Not that I can think of. I tried to be my best. I've had quite a lot on my mind, I suppose. I've not been myself the last couple of months. My dad's been poorly. He's getting on a bit. He had a fall at his home, so maybe it's that. You know, it's been stressing me out. I've been a bit short-tempered and tired.
It sounds sort of quite worrying for you.
Maybe that might be how I felt like with that colleague a few months ago. Maybe I've just not been myself at all.
Yeah. How's your dad doing now?
Yeah, he started to get better. He's had an operation. He's back home recovering. So I think once he's back on his feet, everything will calm down a bit and we can get back to normal.
Yeah, okay.
Hope so, anyway.
So it does sound like you've had quite a tough time recently. Thank you for sharing that with me. Actually, it's useful to know. Might be part of the reason your work rate has slowed down a little bit over the last couple of months. So it must have been difficult for you. Yeah. What can we do to support you? Have you had a chat with Steve?
No, I've not really said anything to him because it's only a short-term problem. He's got enough to worry about with my problems adding to them. And Dad's on the mend, so I think I'll be back to my old self fairly soon.
Okay. Well, it's important you keep Steve and myself in the loop with things like that. Do you mind if I have a chat to Steve, or would you prefer to? It's important that he's aware of what's going on, and if you're having a bad day or not feeling yourself, don't worry, we can keep it confidential.
No, I can tell him. I just didn't want to give him my problems, and I think I'll be back to normal quite soon.
Okay. Well, don't be silly. He'd much rather know what's going on and how we can help you. Have you had enough training from us? Is there anything you need from us work-wise?
No, it's all good, thanks. I actually haven't realised my work rate had slowed down until you said just now, but now I'll make an effort to get the game up a bit more.
Okay. And what support do you need from us to get to target?
It'd be useful to see this more often, because I think like now I'm doing, and maybe some more informal updates, that would help as well.
Okay. Well, I'll talk to Steve. It's a good idea, actually. I'll get Steve to let you know every month how you're doing, rather than wait for a year. And also, we can build in some targets for you to aim for to keep building your performance. So we'll make a note of those at the end, if that's okay.
Yep.
Okay, so in terms of targets, then bearing in mind your family situation, what do you think would be sort of realistic but challenging?
Would be okay if I went for 20 for the next month, and then maybe 22 for the 2 months' time. I think things getting back to normal. If I give 100%, 110% effort, maybe 23 after that.
Okay, well that seems fair enough. So I'll make a note of that. Is there anything else you need any help with?
No, everything else is fine.
Okay, well I'm pleased your dad's getting better, and I hope your mum's doing okay as well.
Yeah, I appreciate you asking.
And then just looking at your absence, you've had 8 days off in the last year, so that's quite a lot really, and most of your absences have been 2 days at a time. It's quite a lot higher than the national average, which is about 4.4 days within a 12-month period, so that's nearly double. What do you think has sort of caused that?
Childcare mainly. I mean, I think with Dad being poorly, but basically our childminder is really unreliable and sort of dropped us in at a very short notice. So normally I'd let the kids stay with my parents, but with Dad being poorly, I've had no choice but to ring in because there's nobody to look after them. So I've asked Steve if I can drop Saturdays temporarily and leave a bit early on a Friday to pick the kids up, but not had anything back.
Okay, and when did you ask Steve?
About a month ago, I think. I was going to mention it when I had my return to work as well after my last absence, but I didn't have a meeting. He said he was too busy.
Okay, right. Well, I'll talk to Steve. I'll make a note, and we'll see what we can do. Are you looking to permanently drop it?
No, I think just until the childcare is sorted, and then once that's sorted, parents will be able to look after them if I've got a safety net if childminder lets me down.
Yeah, I suppose if they normally look after him and they've been unable to, it's a bit of a problem for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well after I finish the review, I'll talk to Steve, see what we can arrange. Maybe we can agree some short-term arrangements until your parents are sort of back to normal and totally sorted. But we'd much rather have it as planned time off or planned absence, or even if it needs to be emergency holiday, and then that way we can cover it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just like a surprise. I'll talk to Steve and make sure we tighten up the return to work process.
Yeah.
So, did you say you're in the process of getting another childminder?
Yeah, because I feel awful when I ring in and let you down at short notice. So, but I think if I can get someone, I've got a few people to interview. It's just finding the right suitable one, and any support would be a massive help because this bit is stressful and I do feel overwhelmed. So, anything that you can do, I'd really appreciate.
Okay, it is quite difficult sometimes to get the right person to look after your kids as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, hopefully that will help you.
Yeah.
Is there sort of anything else you want to talk to me about?
There is one thing, because I like working here, like I said, and I want to progress in my career. So I'd like to be a team leader, because I think I've got lots of skills, and I think I'd be quite good at it actually. So I think once the things at home are settled, I'd like to know about going about setting it up.
Yeah, okay. Well, we are always at Netporter looking for people to get on. So it's something we can help you, work towards. The starting point for people that progress with us is always to be absolutely great at doing your job.
Mm-hmm.
So overachieving your targets for picking, really role modelling a great attitude and work rate. There's a couple of things you could think about doing that will give you maybe a chance to demonstrate what you could do. So one of them, we've got a colleague communication forum.
Yeah.
So that meets 4 times a year. If you talk to Steve, you could maybe get involved in that.
Mm-hmm.
That way, if you've got any ideas or suggestions about making the business better, you could get involved. Well, actually, I don't know if you've seen it in the corridor. We've got a poster up. We're looking for the next lot of people to recruit to get involved.
Okay.
So that's up in the on the notice board in reception. If you have a look. We've also got a charity committee as well. I don't know. We're always looking for people to help organise events.
Didn't know it existed, but yeah, it'd be worth thinking about.
Well, I know you said you're short of time, but a lot of the events take place during the working day for the charity stuff. So, that's something you could think of, and I think it'd probably really help you.
Yeah, I'll look into it, yeah.
Okay, it'd be good for you to join in stuff. I think it'd probably raise your profile a little bit and be really beneficial for you.
I'm sure I'm capable of, yeah.
Okay, So that's a good couple of suggestions. Do you have any other questions for me?
No, I don't think so. I appreciate you asking, because I think if we can sort the Saturday problem out, and if I can get my work rate up, I think I'm feeling more positive. I think that will help sort it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we want to help you come to work, and we want to help you be the best you can be.
Mm-hmm.
So if we just sort of sum up what we've discussed.
Yeah.
So you've been with us for a year.
Mm-hmm.
I think you've made a really promising start,
Mm-hmm.
and you've got potential to do more.
Yeah.
So you're eager, you're hardworking. You have been hitting your targets and improving over the year. So on the whole, it's a really good review.
Good, thank you.
You've told me you've had a couple of problems at work with childcare and your dad being poorly, which has impacted your work performance.
Yeah.
But I think we've agreed some next steps that should help you and should give you some support.
Mm-hmm.
So the next steps that we've agreed would be to agree a short-term picking target of 20 a month.
Yeah.
22 within 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
And then Steve can review that with you in 3 months' time.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk to Steve after we've had the meeting to talk about Saturdays to see how we can help you with childcare. He'll come back to you by the end of this week.
Yeah.
You've also told me you want to progress, and we'll be looking at getting involved in the communication forum and maybe the charity committee
Mm-hmm.
to help raise your profile.
Yeah.
And when Steve meets you to talk about your picking targets, he can also sort of have a chat with you about how you've got on with that as well.
Yeah.
And if you make good progress, we can look at getting you booked onto a coaching course maybe, and get started on working on building your career.
Yeah.
I think the things that we've agreed today should help you at home, hopefully improve your attendance at work as well.
Yeah.
How do you think that sounds?
Yeah, that sounds brilliant. Yeah, thanks for today. I mean, I think I'm feeling determined to get a great job done here. And I want to better myself. So yeah, thank you for your time.
Okay. So what I'll do, I'll get a copy of your review sent over, and I'll share it with Steve, so he's in the loop about what we've agreed.
Mm-hmm.
And then he can review it in the 3 months as we've discussed. So I hope you have a great rest of the day. I hope you have a lovely weekend as well in Southport.
Yeah.
I'm jealous. I'm working this weekend, and I hope your dad gets better soon.
Cheers, thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
So great review. Thanks, and I'll see you later.
Thank you very much.
Take care.